when you're holding a baby, right? I've held my baby niece. She was able to support her neck at the time, but you still needed to help her a little bit. And like when I was holding her, I'm just like,
what do I do?
Yeah, like how do I support the neck? Am I supporting her neck right? Like, and she's all like,
they just seem so brittle.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
And welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast,
where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
And everything in between.
All right. So another week has gone by.
Yeah. Did you guys enjoy getting to know us? Those 2 videos that we posted for the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Those were episodes 7 and 8.
7 and 8, yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe that we're almost in the double digits already for this podcast?
I know. It's gone by actually fairly quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like we almost just started this. It feels like that anyway.
I know. 9 weeks is what we've been doing. And next week is going to be the 10th week. 10th episode.
Yep.
Wow.
So thanks for everyone who has tuned in so far.
And have subscribed.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we look forward to more in the future. But yes, today's episode, I kind of wanted to touch on a topic that we briefly mentioned in the 73 questions with Amelia.
What question was that?
So it was near the end of the video. It was a question about how many kids you want to have.
Okay.
Right? And then after you mentioned that you wanted to have 4, I also asked, are you ready for kids? Mm-hmm. So if you guys haven't seen that episode, I'm going to throw in the preview or the sneak peek right here for that one. Do you think you're scared to actually start a family and have kids?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm petrified. I am petrified, okay?
You want it, but you're scared.
Oh, yeah. Like when my niece, she was crying and I was holding her and I couldn't get her to stop crying. I'm like, where's my sister? Where's your mother? Take your child. She's crying.
Yeah, no, I feel like that is something that everyone is a little bit scared of before it happens. All right, so that was a sneak peek of last week's episode, and kind of briefly about what we're going to discuss today. So in that episode, you mentioned that you don't know if you're ready. Like you're ready, but you're scared. Is that right?
Yes and no. I talk about, wanting kids, and yes, I do want 4, like Curtis said. And I look into the future, and yeah, like I would love to have kids, but as of right now, no, like I am not ready. Like, but I'm just speaking for myself. There's some things that I want to do without having kids and without being married. Mm-hmm. Like I don't mind being in a relationship because I like you. Sorry, I would hope so. You.
I would hope
with
so.
You for 6 years. But there's just some things that, I want to achieve first before, I take another step into life. Like if it's my control, then yes, there's some things that I want to do before having kids, before I get married. But if God says otherwise, then yes, that's his path for me.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, because I feel like when you don't have kids, you're more able to you feel better about taking risks and trying things. So I feel like that's part of the reason why I don't know if I'm ready just yet. Okay. And yeah, I just feel like achieving those things first is the route that I would like to take.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I don't think that's the route everybody needs to take. And I'm sure a lot of people feel differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's lots of successful people that already have kids. And they become more successful in life, or they just get their success in life. Yeah. But for me, I'm not ready. I think a part of it is, it doesn't have to do with being successful, like, or having a really, really good job, high paying job before I have kids. It's not that I'm leaning more towards. it's more my mentality, like, and my perception about life. And I think that's why I'm not ready to have kids. I'm thinking, like, later on in the future, like, are they going to be okay? Like, how is this world going to be in the next 5, 10 years from now when they're growing up? Like, I'm nervous about global warming. I'm nervous about the wars. I'm nervous about, the racism that they might experience, them
Mhm.
feeling left out. If you and I have kids together, they're gonna be half black, half white. Like, I'm nervous. Are they gonna be too white for the black kids or too black for the white kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm nervous about that. Like, I don't even know if that's gonna be a thing in the future, but that's kind of like something I'm kind of thinking about. Like, how are they going to feel? Who are they going to be in the future?
Mhm.
Are they going to be good? Are they going to be bad? Are we hella evil? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was that movie we watched where that kid was the demon? That
Shoot.
girl was going crazy. She killed her dad. She tried to kill the girlfriend.
Yeah, it was about the neighbor liked the new guy that moved into the
Yeah.
neighborhood. I don't remember the name of the movie. I'll try find it and we'll post it here.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
But those are the things I think about when I say, like, I'm not ready for kids. It's I'm looking so far into the future where I get so nervous.
you're scared for them
I'm scared for them.
to be
Yeah.
raised in this world.
Yeah. Like, how am I going to be as a mother? Like, am I going to be a good mom? Because my
Hmm.
mom was a really good mom. Like, I'd be okay if I raised my kids
Yeah.
like how she raised me
And
and my sisters and my dad as well.
honestly, that's another thing too that I feel I don't know if I'm ready because like when I'm around other people's kids, like I'm good with them for a short amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
But having to be with them all the time and raise them and teach them all these things, like that seems like a lot of work.
Yes, Curtis,
It,
it is a lot of work to raise a child.
it seems like a lot of work, and it's not that I don't know if I'm ready. I'm scared for that
Hmm.
moment to have all like them put all their trust in me,
Yeah.
right?
Because you're their guardian.
Exactly. Like it's all on me.
Mhm.
That's a big responsibility that I don't know if we're ever truly ready or if it's just something that we say, okay, this is what we want and just jump into it
Yeah.
and you just take on that responsibility whether you're ready or not.
Yeah, see, and that's another thing about, couples having babies, like, how do you know you're ready? Because there's so many times I've heard of, people getting married and then a couple months from now they're having a baby, right? And it's like, okay, so are they doing the steps like that song? First comes marriage, then comes what is it, baby in a baby
Then
care or
comes
something?
first comes love, then comes marriage, then
No, see, I
comes
don't know the song.
in a baby carriage or whatever.
Yeah. So, like, is it just something that's automatic? Like, once you get married, all right, we gotta start thinking about kids. Are we gonna have kids? Yes or no? You know what I mean? It's like, because there's so many people that have end up getting married, then end up having kids, but then end up divorced.
Mhm.
And then there's lots of people who don't get married yet. They have kids, they get married, and then they stay together forever. So I think another fear for me is like, are you going to stay around, after we have kids? Like, are we gonna get
Yeah.
married first? Like, then you have kids, and then, do we get divorced later on in life? Then I'm kind of raising them not by myself, but like
N-
co-parenting.
Yeah,
Not everyone can co-parent. Like, I've seen people who can't co-parent,
you're right. I've
and I
definitely met people that can do it, and
mhm.
I've definitely met people that do not work.
Yeah. And then, like, how does that affect the kids?
Mhm.
So, like, there's so many things that go through my mind when I'm like, okay, I want kids, I want four of them. um But am I really truly ready? Like, how do you know that? Because there are people who plan for
Mhm.
kids. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah, for
we're gonna
sure.
have kids by next year. But it's
Mhm.
like, how did you know that you were ready for that? Like, were you financially ready? Or were you just like, I partied enough with my wife. Now that she's my wife, we traveled. All right,
Yeah.
we're ready to, pop out some kids. I don't want to say it like that, but we're ready to have kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I understand what you mean. Yeah, no, I feel like some people they are just ready, and
Hmm.
other people they maybe some people worry more than others,
Yeah.
and like you think more of like the things that could potentially go wrong
Yeah.
or you think of some of the negative things that they'll be raised in and this and that, where other people
Mhm.
just don't even think about that. They
Or they
just
just don't wanna focus on it. It's not I don't think they don't wanna think about it. They just yeah, they don't wanna focus on it. Like,
mhm,
they wanna focus on the good and
mhm.
how they're gonna raise their kids.
Yeah, because it is a good experience. Like, it's probably one of the best experiences
Mhm.
in life is to raise a child.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard so many people say, like, "This is the best thing that ever happened to me."
exactly. So I feel like some people are able to take that and just be like, this is what I want,
Mhm.
and I'm ready.
Yeah, but there's also people who, like, from little are like, "I'm never having kids."
That's
Like,
true.
I know
That's
someone
true.
like that, and even to this day, she still says, "No, I'm not having kids."
Hmm.
So, I'm just
But
like, "Ooh, okay, that's interesting."
why do you think some people don't want kids?
Or maybe their childhood trauma? I don't know. I don't know. I never really, like, dived too deep into it,
Yeah.
but I always knew that, yes, I wanted to be a mother, and I didn't know I was want 4 because I
Hmm.
do technically have 3 sisters. One of them is a cousin, but I consider her as a sister.
Yeah.
So I consider us, like, 4 sisters together. But, yeah, that's why I always wanted 4 children because of my relationship growing up with my siblings.
Yeah.
I loved it. So
Hmm.
and I loved being a really big family around the holidays.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that made me want to have my own children and my own little family.
Yeah.
But when, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we do have a dog. As you can see,
Oh,
we
yeah.
are fur parents.
Yes, we are.
So I feel like for us, that was already a big step
Oh my god, that was a huge life shocker.
change. Y- Yeah, a lot of things changed.
Waking up extra early to
And
take him outside
hmm
and us being like,
you
"You
do
take
it.
him out." Yeah. And then us arguing about who's gonna feed him. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Getting a dog is like it's a lot of work, I
It,
think.
I
If you
feel
never
like
had one,
a lot of it is similar to having a kid. Obviously, there's some differences. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's very similar in some aspects.
mhm,
Like you have to think about your pet.
yeah,
Like you can't just be all about you anymore,
yeah. You
right?
can't just up and leave your dog here.
Hmm.
I think maybe that's why some people like cats because they're independent
Yeah.
and you don't need to be home 24/7. They have a litter, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
had cats.
Yeah.
I'm
You
allergic
can
to
leave them
them.
there for many days at a time as long as they have enough food and water and a big enough litter box. They'll be fine. They'll just go about your day and then you show up and you're like, oh, hey, you're home. you know? Whereas dogs, no, you can't do that. And then a kid, it's even more
Mhm.
responsibility, right?
Yeah, because you dated women with kids before me.
I
So,
did. Yeah.
like, how was that? Like, was the father of the children like present? Like, how did you and the father of her kids get along?
Um, the one girl that I dated, um, they didn't really get along, the two of them. That
Mhm.
was, they were going through family court and all those things. But at least their parents got along well, and they were able to help raise the child um, through the grandparents.
Mhm.
And the other girl that I dated that had kids, she still had her kids at home with her, and the father didn't even live in the province. He was out of the province, so he'd never actually seen the kids.
Mhm.
So that was different than what I was used to from the previous one. But from seeing that, it was very different and quite the experience because I know, like, the son, he really wanted a father figure in his life.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's kind of traumatic for him and it will follow him into the future. So I feel like I don't know, it was quite the experience. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't feel pressure from society, and I definitely don't feel pressure from my family. But I feel like it's me who's putting the pressure on when am I gonna have kids? Like I am turning 30
Hmm.
and when am I gonna have kids? When am I gonna get married? Do I want to get married into the future? Like I'm thinking like, can I get married? Can I actually have kids into the future?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not just thinking financially, I'm thinking my mentality. And I'm putting a lot of pressure onto myself because I know I'm aging, right?
Yeah.
And you see like all the cute little kids on YouTube, and you go to the park, I'm walking my dog, and I'm seeing the cute little kids running after the dog, and it's like, oh, I want that. When am I gonna have that? You know what I mean? And it kind of falls back into my head of,
Yeah.
do you want that?
But yeah, I don't know. I feel the same way about like when I see kids playing at the park with their parents and everyone just seems so happy, you know?
Mhm.
I do want that. When I see it, I'm like, you know, that looks like it would be really fun. And I don't want to say like that's all that having kids is
Yeah.
fun. And that's the only reason why you should do it because it's fun. But I feel like it's like I said earlier,
Mhm.
probably one of the best experiences in life to like create a human being,
Yeah.
you know, and raise them the way you want to raise them. But even that is another big topic as well. Like, how do you properly raise them?
Mhm.
You know, like, how do you guard them from certain things that you don't want them to be exposed to?
Yeah.
And
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like there's pressure? Because I talked about not feeling pressure from society or from my family, but me putting pressure on myself. So do you feel like there are times where I'm putting pressure on you, or do you feel like society's putting pressure on you to have kids because you are old,
I'm gonna
getting
be
old?
33 this year. So, yes, based on society standards, I should technically probably already have kids based on, you know, like when society says you're supposed to
Yeah.
find love, get married, and have children and start a family.
Hmm.
So I'm technically past that point. I am. Yes, there's people that have kids later in life, and there's no problem with that. But based on society, yeah, I am past it.
But do you feel
So
pressure?
I mean, yes and no. Um, in the back of my mind, yes, because that's what I've been told.
Hmm.
Like I'm getting past that age, like that. So I do feel a little bit of pressure from that, but at the same time, no one is actually pressuring me. So I don't necessarily feel pressure from that.
Yeah.
I feel like for myself, I'm pressuring myself against it because I don't feel like I'm at where I want to be and know exactly like this is what's happening for the rest of my life and we're
Hmm.
doing this route and we're going to be good regardless.
Yeah. But
Um,
see, another way to look at it is like, nothing is guaranteed in life.
that's true.
And you may be fine, but in 3 years, but then 3 years later, you might not be fine anymore.
You're right.
So it's like maybe that's why some people are just like, well, I'm ready now, even though I'm not ready. I'm ready now
Hmm.
because I don't know where I'll be two
Right now
years from
is a
now.
better time than any,
Yeah.
right? Like we're never really maybe some people actually accept that fact.
Hmm.
I'm never going to be
Truly
truly
ready.
ready.
Yeah.
So,
That was the Usher song with Wale. I think it was called Matrimony or something. It
what
was
would
a
he say in
really
there?
that he talked about, like, at the beginning. He mentions like, do you think you are ever truly ready for marriage or something like that? I think that's what Wale asked his Seinfeld Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Wale asked him that?
Yeah, in the song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good
Yeah, no,
song.
I do remember the album where he had a bunch of skits from Seinfeld,
Hmm.
which is an awesome show.
Yes, it is.
Love Seinfeld. But yeah, I do remember that album, but I don't remember that exact line
Mhm.
that he mentioned in there.
Right, he talked about something about being a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You come up to the peak.
And just go down screaming or something like that. I don't know. I think it was a funny
I
song.
do
I
remember
loved
that
it.
one now, yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and that's another thing too. It's like, um, are you ever really ready to get married? Right? Because like marriage is another big step.
Hmm.
And do you do that before having kids, or is it okay to do it after having kids?
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure from society to have your marriage first, because I feel like if you don't have your marriage first, it's like, oh, then you're a baby mama. I
Mm,
think that's what society maybe because like the rap songs say it, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's why maybe there's the marriage first and then baby, because
Yeah.
society tells you, that's where it's supposed to be, or else you're a baby mama. Like I said,
Yeah.
and I don't look at it like that because, like I said, you can be married, have kids, and then you may stay married, and then there's other people who get divorced, and then there's other people who never get married, but they end up staying together after they have kids.
Yeah.
So it's like you just there's no right or wrong way to do it. That's
Yeah.
how I see it.
No, you
It's
are right. There's no proper way, even though society says this is the path you're supposed to take,
mhm,
there is no right or wrong way to
no,
do it. It's whatever happens in your life when you feel like you're ready or whenever God feels like you're ready.
yeah.
And that goes with anything in life.
Mhm.
Like there's so many things that society puts on us telling us that this is the proper way to do things. It's a very tough question, and I truly believe that no one is ever really, really ready. I feel like some people are just able to take that jump, take
Mhm.
that leap of faith, and know that when it happens, they'll be able to
Deal with it.
deal with it and do what needs to be done.
Mhm.
And for some people, I feel like maybe that is like honestly, I know people that once they had kids is when they actually changed their life for the better.
Mhm.
And that was like that turning point in their life
That they needed?
that they needed. Yeah, I actually know people like that. So for some people, like it was meant to be, and it was actually the best thing that could have ever happened to them,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know if people are ever truly ready. It's just you just got to roll
Mhm.
with the punches, and when it happens, it happens.
Yeah, see, I remember, I think I asked my cousin this or my sister. I don't remember who I asked, but I've always heard of, like, mothers always know their babies cry. Now, I actually
Mm,
need to know if this is actually true because, I've heard of, oh, the baby's crying and like the mother just automatically wakes up. Um, but I'm afraid that, I won't get those mother cues, those, oh, that's my baby crying, I gotta go. When my niece, actually, when she was a baby, she was crying, and my sister's like, oh, baby's crying, and I'm like, what? I don't hear nothing.
no, I feel
Like,
like
am I gonna get that mother just instinct?
you will
Is
because
that really a thing?
you already do with Trumpet with our dog.
Mm.
She already wakes up before me if he starts whining in the middle of the night or in the morning when he needs to go outside. Like you wake up before me.
But I just wake up early though. Like, it's a natural thing. I feel like he got me on a schedule of waking up every morning at like 5 o'clock, four
Yeah,
thirty sometimes.
yeah. I don't know. I see it the way you are with him, and I feel like the way you do take care of him and you think about him before even yourself sometimes,
Hmm.
I feel like you would be a very good mother.
Yeah.
Um, whether you feel like you are ready for it or whether you feel like you would be or not, I see the way you are, and I think you would be.
Oh, thank you, Curtis.
Yeah.
That means a lot because I do watch family vlogs, right?
Hmm.
I think those are my favorite types of vlogs, and seeing, like, the way the birth vlogs are, and watching, um, some of my favorite YouTubers grow, like, during their pregnancy. I almost feel like I'm there with them almost as a friend. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool, like, and that's really exciting for them. But it's like, I don't know. I think about how would that feel for me.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I
Yeah.
never really hear like they always sound so like confident. I think that's the right word I'm trying to say. They seem so confident in their path of parenthood, and I don't hear too much of like I had a mental breakdown today. Like I feel like that's something I would definitely talk
Yeah.
about how I've had a mental breakdown
Yeah. Of course,
multiple times.
there's gonna be days where everything's good,
Hmm.
but there's gonna be days where, like you said, you have a mental breakdown and
Yeah.
you don't know if you can do it.
Hmm.
Right? There's gonna be those days too. But I feel like,
Because I panicked when my niece just started crying. I was like, "Where's my sister? Where's my sister?"
yeah, yeah, no, it's true. And that's how I feel too when I'm around kids. It's like when they're acting right and they're, they're playing and
Like,
whatever,
I can do
things are
this.
all good. Yeah, I can do this. Be no problem. I can be a father.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it.
Yeah, as soon as you see their face, they're gonna be like,
Uh,
"Oh,
Looking
oh."
around, where's their parent? Help me, help me.
It's actually really true.
But I don't know, maybe it's different because it's their kid and you don't want to, you know,
Impose on it.
yeah, you
Yeah.
like how they would respond to it. You don't
Hmm.
want to react in a certain way that they wouldn't want you to react, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's it. Maybe if it's your kid, it'll just come naturally. You do however you would respond to it.
Yes.
It would just come naturally.
Yeah, my sister's like, "Oh, she's fine. She's fine." I'm like, "No, no, take her, take her. She's fine, Amelia. Just pat her back." And I was doing that, and she wouldn't stop crying. I'm like, "Hey, take her. Just take her. Just take her." Like
Yeah.
I started panicking, and even like when you hold a baby, like growing up, I didn't get to hold many babies. My family, like I was the last baby in the family. When you're holding a baby, right? I've held my baby niece. She was able to support her neck at the time, but you still needed to help her a little bit. And like when I was holding her, I'm just like,
What do I do?
yeah, like how do I support the neck? Am I supporting her neck right? Like, and she's all like,
They just seem so brittle.
yeah, they do. They seem brittle. Like, gotta like support their neck, and you're like,
Yeah.
if you're holding them wrong, if you're holding them wrong, that's how they look,
Mhm.
you know. And I'm like, okay, she clearly is uncomfortable, and then they start fussing, and you're like I'm trying to adjust her, but she still looks unhappy.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Holding a baby is like hard, hard work.
And that's like probably the easiest part.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a hot mess, just a
Yeah.
hot mess.
No, I don't know. It is quite the experience though, and I feel like I don't know. I truly feel like it is probably one of the best experiences that you can have in life.
I don't doubt that.
Um, so I personally would like kids. I
Mhm.
do know that. Um, when I'm gonna be ready for it, who knows? Um, maybe one day I'll actually feel ready, or maybe one day I'll just be like, you know what? Right now is a better time than any. Like, let's just do this.
Mhm.
Right? I don't know.
Or maybe it'll just slip up and happen.
You
Yeah. I don't
never
know.
know.
How did you guys know if you had kids? How did you know you were ready for to have kids or to be married?
Yeah.
Um, what signs were there? Maybe we can Google it. I'm curious to know I'm sure this has been already searched and already on Google. Someone has already asked the question.
So what am I searching?
Uh, how do you know it's the right time to have kids?
How
Well,
do
how
you
do you know when
know?
you're ready? Google that. How do you know when you're ready to have kids?
So how do you know if you're ready for kids? 15 signs you're ready to have a baby. One, what? You love TV as much as you love going out.
Wait, what? Wait, what was it? Wait, what?
I
Sorry.
know, right? That's
Repeat what you just read. The 15
15
signs?
signs you're ready to have a baby. Number one, you love TV as much as you love going out. Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't understand that. I guess because you're willing to stay home instead of going out to a party.
Maybe.
You're showing signs of a homebody.
I think
That don't make sense.
I think I'm on a joke one because number 2 says you have witnessed a tantrum and it didn't make you run for the closet condom.
All right. Well, then I guess I'm not ready for no kid.
Yeah, no. Let's find a new one.
Yeah. I just talked about my niece having a tantrum. Definitely not ready. I'm sweating buckets out here.
Okay. So now this is a different one.
Mhm.
15 signs that it's time to have a baby. Number 1, if you are between 25 and 35 years old, see,
See?
there's society telling you that those are the ages where you're supposed to have a baby.
Because I remember when I took this personal finance course at college,
Yep.
um, he actually gave us a timeline of what was expected during our times, right? Like during our age gaps. And during that time, it said finishing college, finding, the college job that you went to school for. And
Hmm.
then between, I think it was 35 and 45 or something, you're working to pay off your school debt, getting a house, and different things like that. So it was like giving you timelines of what you should have achieved, milestones in quotation
Hmm.
that the
Around a certain age.
yeah, so maybe that's why they're saying
Hmm.
between
Yep.
old.
But number two says your priorities are in line.
Okay.
Number three, your significant other is ready to have kids. Number
I guess we're
four,
both not ready. Sorry.
number four says you start enjoying being around other people's children. Number
Okay, so
five,
ding, that's one.
yep.
Okay.
Number five, you start talking about when you have kids.
We always talk about that because I feel like just the other day we talked about how many languages, we would want our kids to learn.
Mhm.
There's so many things we even talk about. Like how are we gonna teach them about personal finance? Like that was another big thing. And are we gonna give our children chores and how are we gonna discipline our children? We do talk about that because when we
Yeah,
go to the grocery store and we see a kid literally doing circles on the floor because they're
throwing a
angry.
tantrum.
Yeah. Like we're like, ooh, how are we gonna raise our kids?
Hmm.
So I feel like we do actually talk about
How were you raised when you went into a store and
I
you
don't
wanted something?
I don't remember. I just remember like driving past McDonald's and my mom would be like, no, we're not getting McDonald's today, so don't ask. So we go home, got food at home.
I don't know. There's so much stuff that you need to teach your child.
Yeah, but see, kids also pick up on other kids as well.
That is
And they
true.
also pick up on the behavior of the parent.
Hmm.
Like
You can say things, but they kind of follow what you do sometimes too.
It's not what you say, it's what you do. Monkey
Hmm.
see, monkey do type of
Yep.
thing.
No, it's true. They pick up on everything, the
Hmm.
little subtleties that you don't even know
Yeah.
that you're doing. They will pick up on 100%.
Hmm.
Everything you say, everything you do, your facial expressions,
Yeah.
your sarcasm
Hmm.
when you answer certain things, like every little thing.
Yeah.
It's actually scary to think of. And I feel like that's part of the reason why it's scary to have kids. It's like, are you going to raise that child the way you want to?
Yeah. And like, who am I to say how to discipline your child?
Mm,
What you guys do at home is what you do.
yeah.
I don't think I have a right to be like, you should whip that child for crying in the store. Like
No,
I don't have a right to
no,
say
no.
that. I'm not saying I'm gonna do that, but I'm just saying that
Yeah.
how do you like you just don't have a right, I think, as another person to comment on how another person is raising their child.
No, you're right.
Unless there's no like harm, like actual harm to that child, I don't think I have a right to say like, you should discipline your child like this. Because when I don't even know how I'm gonna discipline my own child.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, moving on with this list here. Number six said, you have begun to have more non romantic feelings.
Okay, next. I don't even know what that means, but go next.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. Number seven, you've started unconsciously planning for it. Number eight, you're ready to continue on family traditions.
I feel like my family tradition is playing board games on holidays.
Yeah, getting together and just playing board games.
Yeah.
And yeah. Um, nine, you treat your pets like people, which you do,
Yeah.
right?
You say treat him better than you.
Some days I do feel like that. You make his food, and all right, what are you gonna eat?
Or I'll put Trumpet on the bed and Trumpet will automatically lay in
Right
Chris's
in my
spot.
spot, and I come into the bedroom like, okay, so where am I sleeping?
And Trumpet literally is just looking at you like, next room, bud, next room.
This is our bed. I don't know where you're sleeping. But yeah, number 10, your attitude towards children's things change.
How?
So Have you started enjoying things like SpongeBob?
No.
Do you spot someone changing their kid's diaper and not run away in terror? I don't know.
Mm.
Um,
I think I changed one of my cousin's diapers, the twins. I
mm,
changed one of their diapers one time in Barbados.
never done it.
No?
Nope, not
What
one
about
time.
your cousins?
Nope,
Oh, okay.
never did it.
Um,
11, your attitude towards other people having kids changes. Number 12, sleeping in doesn't sound as much fun as it used to.
I think sleeping in will always sound good, even as a
Yes,
parent.
but we don't sleep in really,
Yeah.
even on weekends, and we just naturally wake up fairly early,
Hmm.
right? So I feel like that's a check mark for that one.
Hmm.
Going clubbing sounds like a bad idea. So number 14 says you're ready for more challenges.
Remember what I said? Hey, I panicked first. I panicked first.
But you always figure it out
Yeah.
after. Yeah. And last one, number 15, your outlook on life changes,
Mm.
which I feel like for us, it has. We have both progressed in life different ways from where we used to be,
Mhm.
mentally and physically, I would say. So, yes, our outlook has changed, both of us.
Yeah.
So that we do have some in that list.
Mhm.
There are some check marks in there. Some kind of on the fence, but
Well, to conclude this podcast, I still am not ready to have children. Nor do I think I am ready to get married.
no, I agree. At this exact moment, um, not ready. When it happens, it happens.
Mhm.
And yeah, it will be a good experience when we are ready.
And if you have yet to subscribe to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. We are also on Anchor now. So I think Anchor is actually owned by Spotify.
It is.
But yes, we're on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. So if you are on any of those platforms, come over to YouTube, come over to Spotify,
Mhm.
wherever you are, subscribe, follow, rate us, and leave a comment because we always want to hear from you
Yeah,
guys.
we look forward to answering
Mhm.
your guys' comments, your questions. Um,
And interacting with you guys as
yeah, for
well.
sure.
Mhm.
But if you haven't figured it out yet,
What happened?
Spotify now offers videos.
Yes.
So we will be posting. This will be the first video
Mhm.
if you're watching it on YouTube right now, or if you're listening to it on another podcast player,
Mhm.
the video will be on Spotify as well for
Yes,
this
sir.
episode.
I know. I'm so happy that they did that. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Like, how do you guys feel about Spotify now allowing you to actually upload podcast videos
Mhm.
on their thing? Because
Yeah,
they're known for just audio,
yeah.
right? Like
Like
music and Spotify
a lot of people, I feel like,
podcasts.
listen to podcasts in their car and things like that.
Hmm.
But who knows? Maybe that's going to be the new thing that people pull up on their computer and watch a video right there,
Yeah.
specifically for podcasts,
Yeah. I
right?
always wondered what people look like when I'm listening to them because I
For
listen to a
sure.
lot of podcasts. I think it's great that they are allowing people to finally create videos
Hmm.
and post them on their platform. So I'm super excited for that and hope you guys are gonna watch this exact video on Spotify. And if you're listening to this right now on Spotify and you're like, I can watch this as a video,
Scroll
yes,
down to
you
the bottom.
can.
You'll see it there.
Yeah, and we will also post a Q&A, the social Q question on Spotify as well, where you guys can answer it as well right then and there
Hmm.
on Spotify as you're
Yeah.
listening to this.
Yep. So, hope you enjoyed this episode,
Mm-hmm.
and we will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, in the
Or
next one.
you can click that link over there
Mm-hmm.
for our previous videos.
All right. So happy Sunday, and we will catch you guys in the next podcast.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
Where was the best vacation you've ever taken?
Barbados.
If you could travel to one place,
Mm-hmm.
where would you travel to?
Egypt. I want to see the pyramids.